Charles Calhoun, aka the ShadeTree Pro, here at the beautiful Grand Vista Marriott in Orlando, Florida, where I own and operate my teaching business under the ShadeTree. Look, I'm gonna say this because I want this to be known. You know, I spent 3 decades, just doing what I do, and teaching golf is, yeah, I can teach golf, and I regardless of what people think, believe, what I can teach golf. And there is no problem with me, with my mindset of thinking that I can teach at the highest level. Because if somebody else can do it, don't mean that I can. I mean, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's just the bottom line to it. It's just whether somebody gives you the opportunity to do it or not. And that has nothing to do with the ability. That has everything to do with logistics and all kinds of other stuff that I won't go into. But what is my main thing that I do as the ShadeTree Pro? Well, top down is information. That's all top down really is. It's information and knowledge. And like Warren Buffett said, the more you learn, the more you earn. So when I'm trying to teach people, what I've learned from top down, saying you're wrong, well, I don't forget all that stuff. That means absolutely nothing, because it's not going to change anything. What you should do, especially as a teacher, what you should do is be able to take information and take that information and try to apply it, instead of just accepting, cognitive dissonance, instead of just accepting, in a sense, what's going on, and say, okay, maybe there's something to this that I don't know. Because when you talk about the ground up and all that, you're not 1000%. You don't know all these little things. You're guessing on it. And some of these top people that's teaching, you can see it, because when these players lose their games and the stuff, as I said before, you need to know how to fix that instantly. And I truly believe that. And that's why I have spent so much of my time learning how to create movements and understand, the sequences that I understand. And that because I've tried so many different sequences to find out which one's the best. And I learned over the years, I did all the ground up sequences, and now I'm doing the top down sequences. And as I said before, and I was telling one of my guys that came down from Washington to see me named James, as I was telling him, I said, the scap down is not so much something that you're going to feel, or you're trying to create this feel like you're trying to feel this. That's not what scap down is. Scap down is an action that you have to know. That means you have to look at the scapula, you have to study it, and you have to see it. And if no teachers are taking a look at that, then hey, let me tell you what, you're selling yourself short, because you can't move these arms without the scapula. And there are so many little small serendipitous type of actions that I've developed and learned that made me even go, damn, and like I said, I was successful, but this has just made it just so much different and so much better, because if one thing I know for right now, I'm just so much more consistent, and the flow of my swing has gotten to the point to where I can just repeat that action so simple and well. And the thing is, I said, when it comes to teaching tour players, I'm not afraid of, God knows. But the thing is, it's just a sequence. It is really just a sequence. And when that sequence is off, and I'll tell you what, I got a secret about sequences that is mind blowing. And the thing is, and when I get to with those teachers that I can share these things with, but you got to do something for me. I ain't just going to get this shit for free. That's not going to happen. We can help each other out. That's what the whole purpose of it. Because I tell you, you already know, I don't bite my tongue. I just go ahead and tell it how it is, in a sense. And then you cannot, when players are struggling, and especially at that highest level, and, and it's month after month, and they're moving from teacher and teacher. And then all of a sudden, as a good teacher, you had them when they were playing well. Then all of a sudden what happens is your ego kind of gets in the way, and you don't go seek information. And when you do, you're seeking the same information that you already know. Sometimes you have to look in a different era. You got to look in a different room. Sometimes you got to look outside the box. Sometimes you got to get some different perspectives of different thinking. Well, top